Hello YouTube, hello Twitch. Sorry, I was just trying to sort out some stuff. But yeah, today we are here and I'm super excited. We're gonna go through the main story for Enigma. And so let's dive in. Very deep, no ego speaker. To vai puxar. Vai. Tanto um certo.
Greta Hoffmann. Diejenigen, die nicht vom Sturm geholt werden. Wohin gehen sie, wenn sie sterben? Ich möchte es selbst überprüfen.
Never afraid of sacrifice, she followed her own path. And her fearlessness and perseverance, ultimately...
Miss Marcus.
Oh, you've arrived. It's good to see you, Miss Semmelweis.
Relax. Everything will go smoothly. Where are the others?
The Foundation's memorial ceremony has already ended. It was solemn. Almost everyone came to express their condolences. They just all had to get back to their work.
Well, at least this cemetery will always remain open. I was more so wondering about those colleagues you're familiar with. Miss Kakanya, for example. I thought she'd be accompanying you.
She had to go through a few more rounds of inquiries, so she couldn't make it. She did send a bouquet of flowers, though. It was just like the one you brought. A beautifully arranged bouquet of white chrysanthemums.
And Enigma? Where's he gone off to? Weren't they each other's only family? I heard he was the one who pushed for the Hoffman Knot name. Rather admirable, if you ask me. But now, at that very sister's funeral, our Mr. Adler is nowhere to be found.
A few days ago, Mr. Enigma helped me sort through Madame Hoffman's possessions. Then, he left all in a hurry. Later, I received word from Laplace that he'd barred the door to his office.
Huh. So he's chosen escapism then.
Yeah.
There was a mailing list among Madame Hoffman's possessions. On the train to Vienna, she asked me a question, hoping I could read its answer.
What is the best way for someone to defend themselves if they cannot use arcane skills?
I read the answer she expected. She asked because she was preparing a gift.
But I think attempt to ease an unbearable grief simply by
Mr. Enigma packed the list, her documents, her ID badge, and her diary into a box. Madame Hoffman's entire life reduced to a tiny box. Then he stopped and he asked me,
Where do you think Greta has gone?
where has she gone? Heaven? Hell? Has the storm washed them away too? Those who aren't lost to the storm, where do they go? Will I see her again someday? Will all of us, any of us, see her again? If
oh,
only I'd known earlier that the gift she was preparing was a birthday present for him, that instead of taking care of me and celebrating my first day as a Foundation investigator, she could have... If only my arcane skill were more useful. If only I'd read what would happen on its stage. If only the future were written out as words on a page.
for the touch can Richard market throws a deep breath and puts out what is. There's nowhere to turn for answer, no point for blaming herself, but on his tongue.
I
Poor
told
Mark.
him I hoped Madame Hoffman had gone somewhere with no storm and started a new life, even if that means I'll never see her again. In the end, he said he needed to think about my answer. He hasn't left his room since. I can understand that. I don't want to be here either. But I have to. Because I want people to know that they don't need to worry about me anymore. Escapism is a natural reaction to grief. Just because you don't want to face it doesn't mean you're heartless. Don't you think?
100%. The wait almost openly for an answer. Small white glances towards the distant grave and small exhausting.
Look at you saying all that without stammering. You see? There's no need to worry.
Huh? Sorry. I shouldn't have suddenly...
No, you're right. Everyone handles grief differently. Let's go. I'd like to hear how your training is going. I'm sure Greta would be proud of how much her little apprentice has grown.
All right, Miss Semmelweis.
Also, we consider the gathering crowd and thank you for the grave. Get up a small box and hope. The television to for a real gentle lesson in my control on the touch. I will go personal. Time to turn the page.
Madame Hoffman was an exemplary Foundation investigator, a dependable teammate, and my dearest mentor. She never cowered in the face of sacrifice. She followed...
Thanks for giving advice on what finish this on
She
test.
followed her own path until the end.
Pursuing the truth with a resolute heart. And ultimately, it was her fearlessness and perseverance that brought us the knot that allows us to cross the storm.
I have to cherish every chance to keep the story
She
going.
inspired many, none more than myself. She gave me the courage to leave the Flennon Isles, allowing me to witness and read so many new things. So, standing here, I vow to continue to seek what she sought, what we all seek, a world after 1999.
I want to see the world you
I
believed
will
in.
persevere as she did. I will keep reading, keep writing, record every experience, every feeling. I will never forget what you've done for us, for me.
My sweet child. Fire.
Damn it, are you blind?
Honestly, is there no code of conduct among you people? You're the one barreling down the hall. Hold on. You're... Researcher Medicine Pocket?
Oh, sweet. Looks like even the little minions at the Foundation have heard of me. I'm rushing to get a sample right now. If you're here for Ulrich, try that lab over there. If you're here for Enigma, check his office. If you're here for me, get lost. Better luck next time. Ooh, wait. Let me guess. You suits can't take it anymore, so you're gonna shove a new director on us, right? Or maybe one of the oh-so-generous higher-ups has finally approved our application for a new lab? Oh, or maybe you're here to command us very obedient researchers to fix you up an arc? You know, like Noah? Well, here's an idea. How about you shelve all that and let us get back to our research on edible picrasma extract? At worst, we'll get a taste of something sweet.
I'm laughing because I don't know if it's only me, but my Pinterest notebook is full of very creative memes that the community has done with character in channels. And there was actually one that I happened to see their thing about Medicine Pocket. It was very funny.
That's a topic that requires a rigorous approval process and oversight from... It's not within my power to decide. I need to deliver these files to Mr. Enigma immediately. I won't take up any more of your time.
That's a small matter too.
Give him this and make sure he eats it. My application's been sitting on his desk for 30 hours. Looks like the only way I'm gonna get through to him is if he experiences it for himself. If there's an emergency, just press the button on the wall, not the red one.
I see. You can follow the proper procedures to file a complaint against Researcher Medicine Pocket.
Just a matter of you on the side and grab something with his desk. One whole roll of paper dropped nearly by something.
The application has already been
I can
reviewed.
even
The ever
read.
generous assessor that I am. As for your request, based on the progress of our other projects, You can expect a response in about 69 business days.
This is an urgent matter, sir.
I understand completely. It's a pity for us both that Laplace isn't a wish-granting machine. If it truly is as urgent as you say, put the documents on the pile to your left. Make sure not to touch anything else.
Then when's the earliest?
52 business days. In principle, my department only accepts research assignments pertaining to the storm, and only the final results are delivered to us. The calculations and sample analyses you need will be handed off to other teams. But it's not like we have spare researchers just moseying around, and Laplace isn't the Foundation's personal calculator. If you have any objections or extenuating circumstances, you can take it up with our director. But of course, the position's still empty. I'm only standing in to manage the documents and affairs no one else cares to deal with. Looks like it'll be a tough job to find you a team. Close the door on your way out. You can move your own legs without your boss's orders, can't you? Get out.
I'm glad to see you're still full of vigor, Adler.
Good answer, you know.
If it isn't my old friend. What are you fetching for Constantine this time? I trust the last report you snatched was to your satisfaction. If anything else in these stacks of scrap paper strikes your fancy, then by all means, help yourself.
Fine. Since I haven't talked to Mountain Park besides him.
That won't be necessary. Though I'll be sure to visit again should the need arise. Mark, there's still some details regarding the proposed adjustment to field agent rations I'd like you to confirm. Mr. Ulrich and Miss Simone have cleared a 15-minute block in their schedules. You'll find them in meeting room number 3.
Very well.
You knew of Miss Simone's return today. Most assumed she retired to the Timekeeper's suitcase along with Madame Lucy. Looks like the Foundation keeps as close an eye on Laplace as they do on Manus Vindictae. Some might even say that mad scientists and fanatical arcanists aren't so different, though the former does have the small advantage of providing a handy little invention here and there.
Always thinking from a researcher's perspective, Valor. Every researcher wants an independent, undisturbed laboratory. A simple wish in theory, but difficult to implement in practice.
I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to lecture me. What's the matter?
I trust Ulrich has told you what transpired in Antarctica. Not long ago, we received reports from our field agent squads and investigators. This time, the storm has brought us to the year 1920, and to a war that should no longer exist.
The storm is hardly a perfect formula, and historical records often contain inaccuracies. Even under our current theoretical models, Arcana maintains a degree of uncertainty and unknowability. A minor error such as this should come as no surprise to you.
Let's talk about both the this and nonetheless. They took through these pages as a person goes to it.
An error of this magnitude doesn't follow any of our current models. This flood has destroyed at least 2/3 of all our prior findings.
Since the beginning, we've diligently tracked the occurrence frequency of the storm. We've also long gotten used to it, abandoning any semblance of a pattern.
Because those who haven't gotten used to it are no longer with us.
It's never easy to have your world turned upside down, for anyone. It's overwhelming at first, but the more you see it happen, the easier it is to accept. Of course, some still have their objections. There have been countless debates on whether we should prepare for war.
Laplace is not an arsenal.
Our more radical members believe that, since research on the storm will continue to be lost, we should divert our resources elsewhere. The LSCC has been without a director for a long time, and the Arcanocentric Society Institutum Laurent has gone unchecked. There is reason to believe that this has impacted Laplace's research efficiency.
It's not a special novel, it's already figured out why she was
So, to ensure our collaboration with Laplace continues to yield valuable results, the Foundation plans to dispatch a director of their own choosing.
Absolutely not.
At first, several tender arrangements have been
I don't agree with the sentiment, nor do I believe the Foundation should assume complete control of Laplace. However, the reality is that, besides some perfect directing machine, the members will be the most easily persuaded if we appoint a human as director. Which is why I've come to you today. If, under your leadership, Laplace can produce a persuasive new discovery during this tumultuous period, it would help my cause immensely. Of course, no matter what, I'll continue to express my support for Laplace's independence to the Foundation.
Well, for this whole party, they work together for a long time before being great.
What exactly are you hoping to achieve with all this politicking? For Laplace to align itself with a Foundation, or with yourself? You don't seriously expect a group of scientists to spend their time strategizing these things like some kind of warlords pushing clay figurines around a sand table, do you?
I don't think that's an answer, but
I'd like you to continue your research on the toy box sent by MUC3. Investigate the source of its power and use its simulations to push out a report. Producing a final pre-storm protocol will refute the accusations that the LSCC lacks risk management policies, and the core of the toy box may just provide the new results you need.
I see your reasoning, but why are you telling me this? Surely you aren't offering your help simply out of the goodness of your heart. What exactly are your feelings toward Laplace nowadays? Nostalgia? Or some kind of scientific idealism?
some people attention brings up the award it's been discussed
I
already.
still believe we can reach the final theory. Something all-encompassing that unifies the entire universe.
Don't follow judgment, that's what I just say.
Well, in that, we've just been going in circles. In a decade, all we've managed is to return to the 11th dimension.
But that doesn't mean all our past efforts have been meaningless.
You're right, it's cutting the conversation short.
To understand the situation outside as soon as possible. Once you've arrived at a conclusion, please contact me immediately.
Yeah. Listen, contact was in
Become a scientist. Become a politician.
In university days, no invent a ground fighter to predict that graduate and become a politician. You suffer from your homeland once to retake a foot-long stay and carry mounts each day. You will never reach it. Now, not shift to discuss calculus that Liuk was is painful. They can't be divided forever. If you reach the point where it can no longer be half what remained, you might say some fundamental particle. During my class, the current answer is strain. Matters most basic unit is not a particle but incredible time strain. To get a stick to its limit and you find a strain. Write a goal down to its limit and you also find a strain. Given the basic unit, your gravity should be a strain. The entire world is made of strains vibrating at different frequencies in unseen higher dimensions. They might seem insignificant, but they are everywhere. Some pragmatists might laugh at you for taking this class. Why deal with a fantastical theory that has no experimental proof? I am a human, but you are an actor. I hope you understand my pursuit of a perfect concept. It's just interesting. Wait a minute.
There must be a theory that unifies everything in the universe. Because every puzzle has a solution. The world is like a crossword. If you follow the clues... Verdammt. Isn't it about time humanity evolved beyond sleep?
Takes a cut and picture his gaze and the jumbled quick lines covering his face. Pushing the papers and flies aside, he turns on the screen. 3 p.m.
It's only been 6 hours. Looks like the little biter's actually done some work in between destroying public property. Side effects have certainly lessened. Did I throw away the instruction manual? What did it say? Never mind. The little side effects have already been eliminated. The other symptoms don't matter.
Images under the paper with matter gene and takes you to colorful things.
I hope this helps. Toybox research, the timekeeper's request, new results, and Lorenz. Alright. As always, problems rarely come alone. But the more problems there are, the closer we are to the solution.
We need to stop creating more problems.
Looks like he sits down on that can help them to end the chaotic discussion spiraling before them. Unfortunately, in the place, shouting only invites a louder
Get rid of the approval system so we can all work in peace for a couple weeks. You know, spend our time actually experimenting instead of writing damn reports. That's our problem. I'm telling you, even if Enigma locked himself in that room for the next decade, he wouldn't get through them all.
Focus on the matter at hand, researcher Medicine Pocket. The toy box has been fixed for now, and the communication problems it caused have also disappeared. But we need to come up with a way to prevent any similar incidents in the future. And it's crucial we figure out how it had such a widespread effect. We can't risk almost all of Laplace speaking in Cipher again. I, for one, believe it's related to the storm syndrome. But our research progress has been far too slow, so I need everyone.
There you go again. You're gonna say that the language disorder interfered with our work, right? Well, let me make this clear. Whether I use Cipher or Decimal or freaking latte art to communicate, it's not gonna stop me from doing what I want.
Medicine Pocket mimics fake storm driving underwater.
Those emergency handbooks are only filling that tank of yours with useless garbage data. Whatever happens, my advice is the same. Mind your own business and let us fend for ourselves.
Huh. Sounds like you've gotten over accidentally ordering critter chow at the canteen. I suppose it is quite difficult to decipher a Tetris-based language, no? And no, we can't just blow up the toy box medicine pocket. As I said before, it cannot be destroyed through arcane nor scientific means. You should know when to quit.
Blow it up? Absolutely not. Adler already notified us that the Foundation is pressuring us to deliver persuasive research results. This isn't the first time they've used our laissez-faire attitude as an excuse to attack the boss. We need to use the toy box's simulations to create a reliable emergency protocol.
Okay, I get you. We just need to submit something that'll shut them up. So why don't you round up everyone who's been wasting research materials, hand them all Lorentz ID badges, and turn them over?
I did hear the Foundation has been quite lively lately. As crowded and chaotic as the crystal structure of austenite, supposedly.
It's mad. But look, it's great trying his best to hold it together eventually. Somebody in its voice mode
That's
instead.
quite enough. Now, if you'd please return to today's topic. Researcher Pointer, Researcher X, how are the results of your data analysis?
The researchers have long grown accustomed to the last plane. No silence is passing picture past the Pointer pushes a stack of files towards the other.
Here's my section. I've included a summary for the timekeeper's perusal.
Then,
In simple terms, the flood has altered the characteristics of the storm. The vast majority of our past data has been rendered useless. Our most reliable models require multiple rounds of verification. Therefore, our current conclusions offer reference only.
This should be plenty. I'm confident we'll adapt to these new conditions very soon. Have we made any discoveries regarding the arcane fluctuations emanating from the toy box?
If we're only looking at the numbers, the magnitude of these arcane fluctuations far exceeds normal levels. I also consulted all the arcanists I know with arcane skills related to language, words, or sound. None of them could find any man-made traces in the fluctuations. I have two hypotheses. One, this toy box is a naturally occurring arcane object. And two, its core holds a power beyond most arcanists' comprehension. I also have a personal theory. Mr. Ludwig's arcane fluctuations...
you wrong and so everything.
Mr. Enigma.
Doors unlocked. I already reviewed your application last Wednesday, X. And you and Hisabeth can stop submitting those clinical trial applications for Medicine Pocket's project.
Oh, I have a friend...
Regulus is not an option either. There isn't a hair on her body that doesn't scream Arcanist. I will handle this myself. After all, I was the one who questioned Medicine Pocket on the possibility of resuming research on the topic in the first place.
It's a compelling research direction. An antidote for Procrasma extract suitable for human consumption, and a universally applicable, edible extract with energizing effects. There's no need for you to worry. I read the project proposal. Medicine Pocket already consulted me on a few issues.
That proposal was supposed to be confidential. Never mind. But we need to act like this research topic doesn't exist until it yields some results. You are all pure-blood arcanists. You have a natural tolerance for Picrasma extract. But it's simply too dangerous to move straight onto pure-blood humans. Well, I suppose it's about time my quarter arcanist blood came in handy.
I understand, Mr. Enigma. I have no intention, nor the power, mind you, to interfere with anyone's decision. But I did receive a document I think you should see.
Of course you did. There's always more.
It's about the language disorder caused by the toy box's malfunction. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Although the world outside has returned to normal, a lot of curious occurrences have appeared in the toy box. Allegedly, the behavior of its inhabitants has become increasingly formulaic and unified. Of course, these are Mr. Ulrich's words. I haven't seen it for myself. The specifics are on top. I read the whole thing. It's comprehensive. Exhaustive, even. Should be more than enough to submit to the Foundation. But Ulrich isn't convinced it's persuasive enough, so he hasn't turned it in. We all know how easy it is to fall down a research rabbit hole. He needs someone on the outside to step in and make a decision. At least, that's what I think. There's also the small matter of a waveform contaminating the toy box's arcane fluctuations. A waveform extremely similar to that of our dear Mr. Raven. I've compared it. It's distinctly different from the other simulation data.
Experimental. With that, butterfly has to flip this way. That's not shuffle behind it.
Ulrich. Ulrich!
Hey, what are you looking for?
I'm trying to return this copy of your report that you forgot.
Really? After all, you might not even know how to play with toys at all. Step 1. Whether you are more than 60 years old or at least no longer have a habit of putting toys in your mouth. Step 2. Place the toy box upright on a firm surface with my hands on face facing up. Wait, what about it? Step 3. Make sure no cuts are around. Step 4. Make sure you have at least one friend to play with. Multiple personalities count as a friend too. Step 5. Have this happy little incantation. The Arcanian comes an endless imagination. Then inside museum right before your eyes. Side 3 reserve the right to final interpretation of this book. The internet is less reliable than the language is often badly damaged towards service. Much of our historical data was corrupted into cardboard text and couldn't be recorded. There was nothing like we do except format servers. This is what wanting to turn back time feels like. I almost want to join on the Steam Deck. Whatever. A whole year's worth of my experimental data got turned into gibberish. How could things get any worse? What if we throw all the servers into stalls? How likely are we get a server from before the onward disorder? It says the chance is so small that even someone will ignore it. But if we make the storm and affect all of the plays, what does it mean? What they're planning to do here? Someone Cipher index as that makes simple against security. What a disaster, you know? One extra decimal jump tutor is already enough trouble. Hershey spoke almost only English the whole time during the language system. What? With Madame Lucy? Did that really happen? Maybe, maybe not. Rumors about her are always negative. I'd like to join anything that. Oh wait, so this is a kind of like a conversation. I thought they were kind of joking. As someone who was considered. As it falls to a place is done for. Wait. I forgot the answer. Becoming Lily. I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it too much. Something more investigator and protector.
We've encountered more and more critters since we entered this forest.
At least we didn't come here for nothing. Hey Ulrich, don't forget our loot.
Loot? Adler, are you seriously calling these supplies loot? I didn't expect you, of all people, to start indulging in roleplay.
I don't know what you're talking about. And you can save your energy for the journey. We still have a long way ahead of us.
Mr. Enigma, Mr. Ulrich, perhaps we should hurry. So we can get there before the language disorder spreads to all of Laplace.
Ah, good. At least someone in our party can put together a rational thought.
According to Muse's map, we still have 7 kilometers until we reach the toy box's depths. If we cross this critter's territory, we'll save a third of the time it would take to go around.
Is that a critter?
No. It's an arcanist using critter speech. Looks like another piece afflicted with the language disorder.
We're too far away. I can't make out what he's trying to say. Let's get closer. I may be able to read some useful information. All right, allow me.
How are you? Yeah, this theme, why not?
It's an honor to meet you. Oh, I understand. There's a maiden hair fern and a bamboo shoot. Looks like all I need to do is find the page with the fern and bamboo shoot.
Hurry, we will buy you some time.
We should continue along the humid, shaded areas preferred by maidenhair ferns. I suppose we are like ants to the people outside. A giant bamboo shoot that looks like a green arrow grows at the end of the path we're looking for. Oh! Our shortcut is just there, behind that big tree. I can hear it.
Comme la cellule dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
Onward.
It is here. I can hear it.
Comme la cellule dérive dans le flot des séphirotes.
Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine. Son pestilence.
Pray, caught in the woven net.
The curtain has fallen. Goodness, this really was a shortcut.
I'm very grateful for your help, Miss Marcus. I wager we'd still be running in circles if you weren't here.
Indeed. If we can maintain this rate of progress, we'll be submitting an up-to-standard pre-storm protocol very, very soon.
Ulrich, why didn't you submit this copy of the pre-storm protocol?
Half-finished products have no place in a conference, Adler.
Why we can't go direct to the integration only on the budget and the file is
It simply isn't persuasive enough. The toy box's storm simulation still poses some problems that require solving.
Am I hearing this right, Blob for Brains? You're telling me you've already finished the damn thing, but you thought you'd play us all for laughs for a while? Ugh, just turn it in, damn it! Shut those checker chumps up!
As I said, there are still some problems that haven't...
Ulrich, you are slipping into the mindset of a creator. They're simulated data. There's no need for your humanitarian care.
And your biases are showing, Adler. As you'll recall from your encounters with the many familiar faces in the toy box, the pieces there are not objectively different from their real-world counterparts.
Okay. None of this is real.
They are just pieces of data, parts of a simulation. You shut yourself in your labs, in the toy box, calculating all day. And for what? If you all keep playing delusional genius, and continue to ignore the problems Laplace is facing, soon it will be out of our hands. This isn't the toy box. There are no resets.
Let's have pulse over the meeting room, then the research that's
It's true, Adler. With every new era brought by the storm, the Foundation has only tightened their policies, perhaps to an extreme. However, they need Laplace's research results. They need our innovation, our inventions. The Foundation doesn't view us as an enemy.
Exactly. I seriously don't get you guys. It's not like it'll affect us, so quit wasting our time with all these meetings. So what if Laplace loses its independence?
Adler, we can't properly discuss the issue if you don't explain what's making you so apprehensive.
If the Foundation passes their Storm personnel reform, do you really think you'll be able to continue your research freely? Laplace is this close to being completely subsumed by the Foundation. When that happens, where do you think our inventions are going to be used? Don't tell me that none of you have ever considered.
Oh la la! No wonder they called you Enigma. If you've got some insider information, just tell us already.
Director has a deep breath.
Adler Hoffman, you've arrived. Please, sit.
No need. I'm not here to chat.
Fine by me. Then allow me to move on to the subject. How's your progress on the storm contingency plan the Foundation requested?
Question away, patient.
Get to the point.
I had planned on some small talk, but I'll get right to it if you wish.
Yeah.
If you assume the position of Laplace's next director, I can promise that the Foundation will not significantly interfere with the LSCC's regular operations.
On the condition I obey your every word.
Quite the opposite. Everything will be in your hands to do with as you see fit.
Then I would choose to keep things the way they are. And there are plenty of more outstanding, more rational members who could take on the responsibility. Take Ulrich, the leader of the Storm Research Group, for example. Or Pointer. She did remarkable work on developing the teleport disc, among any number of others.
Mr. Adler, I'm afraid you've missed a crucial point. Although committee member Irenai is the one pushing for the Storm personnel reform, appointing you as the director of Laplace is not his intention.
It's yours, isn't it, Madam Constantine?
You see, a keen mind is a key prerequisite to becoming director. The core of the issue isn't how the Foundation presents its final decision to the outside world, but who we present. And what we need is a human. A stable, persuasive, uncontroversial human. When all is said and done, the Foundation's objective remains the same. We only wish to do all we can to brave the storm. In this regard, you are the best choice, Mr. Adler.
Your best choice was forced to retire in the Timekeeper's suitcase.
Yes. Madame Lucy has certainly been enjoying a comfortable vacation.
Bennett Mark Constantine says the conversation in the direction.
But let's not dwell on that. There's something else I wanted to tell you. Something interesting. To be kept to yourself for the time being, of course. It's a research topic we haven't yet revealed to Laplace. As you're well aware, for many years we've been searching for a method to bring back those reversed in the storm. Well, the Foundation has discovered a feasible theory. If we can inject a person's past memories into a suitable body, then we can restore those who were lost. All those years ago, a special candidate helped us in the first stages of this experiment.
And now, we're finally starting to see results. To this end, we hope to acquire help from Laplace.
I mean that she referring to Bertin.
Go on, spit it out!
Oh, I thought that was.
Or have all those long-winded administrative tasks totally destroyed your ability to get to the point?
You know something, don't you, Adler?
What part of it? No matter how much the highest confidence implication matters, he knows that this is neither the time nor the place for sharing that. The words he can speak harden into a stone and break into stone. Very slow.
I'm simply learning to consider the consequences before I act. Some of the Foundation's committee members have gotten swept up in the prospect of an impending arcane war. If this goes on, Laplace mustn't become a pawn in their war games, or a bargaining chip for their faction disputes. In short, we need to submit our pre-storm protocol as soon as possible. Which means we need to figure out what the core of the toy box really is. No, whatever it is, we need to crack it open as soon as possible. All right? If we hurry, we still have a chance to convince the talking heads at the Foundation to leave us be.
Look at it for the next question.
Huh. Enigma, are you actually begging right now? Quick, has the storm stopped? Has hell frozen over?
Whatever. Just give me an answer.
All right. It seems there'll be no solving our differences in the short term. So, I have a proposal. We submit 2 reports, and let the reviewers decide.
Fine.
I need to work once again, and in my exploration of taking into a beach. Give to him 1 minute to show.
From a visual estimate, the perfect language covers everything in a 5-kilometer radius, with the tower as its center. On the beach outside this 5-kilometer area, the environment continues to exhibit signs of language disorder, a new type of storm syndrome. It deconstructs words into phonemes, the building blocks of sound, and uses them as the building blocks of matter. A handful of seawater contains 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 20 phonemes. Though clearly the phonemes themselves don't carry any meaning, they do leave room to construct one. The waves create a chiming sound, like bells. This seawater holds enough phonemes such that they may organize into morphemes, the smallest units of meaning. Monkeys may have an easier time putting Shakespeare together here than writing it on typewriters.
What extinguish Russian was shaken Caris. Then the wave, break again, the shore again.
It seems the wind strips even the quietest utterances into the smallest units of sound.
I can say 7 like a mad, careful shit.
Perhaps these symptoms can be understood as a language microscope, or maybe a scalpel. The environment dissolves and dissects every spoken word, leaving only its phonetic fragments behind. To use language is to quickly combine these pieces into specific sequences to create a meaningful utterance. Thus, one could view this entire environment as a simulation of language use. Bilabial plosive. Diphthong. Mid-central vowel. Nasal. The phonemes of poem. I see. It's encryption and decryption. Hardly foreign territory for me.
If the virus checks it, the liquid inside is
normal seawater in this container. Let's see if X has any suitable equipment to analyze its composition when I get back. I wonder, if I bring this vial of seawater to the tower, will its composition change?
That catches a few strange symbols. Not far up, several toy-boxed locals rushed from the reef in panic. Also, Enigma watches as they come running straight towards the infirmary. The little closer the dynamics resemble seem to work.
This language deconstruction phenomenon seems to have a limited range. Just now, the limit was around 2 meters.
Lesson. One comes surrounding, no matter which way is that face bound by things baseball. Tries to convince himself that they have nothing but Dalton
Critter attacks are common in the toy box. Go find the fellow with the glass tank for a head. I need to get to that tower.
He just refused technical violence and they realized he has made a choice. Enigma grants his time at this time.
If I waste time on things like this, I won't make any progress on the tower's function before the simulated storm hits. I need to finish the pre-storm protocol before Ulrich does.
If we wait any longer, our friend will get hurt. Please help us.
All the damn pleading. What is this, a time loop?
For simulation of the binding of the faces, the middle of layers martial arts everything to the use to everything.
Leads the way.
Stay behind me. I'll keep us safe.
Let's get this over with quickly.
I can hear it.
here. Comme l'a scellé le destin.
The true nature of chaos.
Fate has revealed itself to you.
Sometimes it's just more effective to get physical. Oh, I do like seeing their faces now, beaten into the ground like this.
Thank you for lending us a hand.
You again.
First of all, I know better than built from greater Hoffman.
I should have known. This is the only way to the tower.
Part of something quite a big step forward. It's a waste of time, none of this is real, just an absolute kind sense generated by Toybox logic.
I saw you on my previous expeditions.
Oh, you're from the outside. This world is constantly resetting, so I'm afraid I cannot recall our previous encounters.
Huh?
The last time I saw you, you were also on your way to explore the depths of the toy box. Is that the case this time as well? I built a tower there, in the depths, but nothing has changed. I'm no closer to finding out how to stop the storm in here. Listen to me. This is all a simulation, designed to help us find a solution to the storm. No matter what you do, everything will eventually reset to its original state. Nothing will change. You don't have to waste your time like this. You've already made this journey before. And it is difficult and meaningless.
I appreciate your concern. It appears this isn't the first time you've observed our actions. And I'm glad I was able to help you come to your conclusions. However, everything you've said pertains to your business as an outsider. From your point of view, perhaps your claims are correct. But I'll only know if your advice is meaningful to me once I get there myself, when I see that tower with my own eyes. In any case, I won't be the last to visit it. Perhaps whatever I leave behind will help those who come after. Like I've helped you. Besides, if you've already concluded that this is meaningless, why did you return?
Question to hang here out. Brush it past the Enigma and Enigma doesn't work. Matrix on. But temperature sun is on, but some later the first time sign bird. Certain guys. Okay. One interaction an hour the life period. Yeah. All days carry the Santos domain.
I'm heading out. You can heat up the leftovers in the fridge for lunch. Did you hear that, Adler?
What's the appeal of the mountaineering club anyway? At this point, even the neighbors are saying, looking for Greta? She's probably gone mountain climbing.
Or rowing. Would you like to come? Last time you joined me on the Covendo climb, before we'd even made it back, you said you'd never participate in any weekend sports events ever again. Chess, swimming, or doing those math problems you love? They're all worthy pastimes. There's no need to follow me.
I only came here to get a glass of water.
Sure. By the way, I need your help for something.
Detective Thelma is Einstein living the cross-workings newspaper.
What are you poring over now? Planning to lock up Papa's cigarette cabinet behind a code again?
That was just a visionaire cipher. A beginner's puzzle.
Anyway, if you have the time, could you mow the lawn in the back garden? It would make Mama and Papa happy. And you know, I've never asked. What's got you so dead set on Laplace? There are plenty of outstanding research facilities to choose from. Why them?
Because I believe we share the same ideals. There must be a theory that unifies everything in the universe. Because every puzzle has a solution. The world is like a crossword. If you follow the clues, you'll arrive at an answer. The only answer. An established theory. It's simple, clear, rational. Codes simply rearrange symbols according to a set of rules. Identify these rules, and you can decipher it. If we don't have an answer, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but rather that we haven't discovered it yet. I've attended lectures at Laplace. Their researchers firmly believe they can discover the truth. It's utter conceit. But that's the way it should be.
I see. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll receive an invitation from them soon enough. I've asked around. They all said age is no matter, nor whether or not you are an arcanist. Laplace opens its doors to geniuses. That's the only requirement. Won't be any trouble for you, Bruderherz.
I will have to have time before that. So enjoy another birthday. White chrysanthemum must not spill over the edge.
Many people remember you. Even Musehead 3's toy box has a chunk of data, still diligently simulating your stubbornness. But I'm sure you don't want to hear me prattle on about the past.
Something the way you can purchase this
The tower in the toy box. The Tower of Babel we use to solve the language disorder. It isn't the final solution. Yes, people are able to use verbal communication to understand each other again. Unprecedented, I know. But this has come at a cost. The piece's cognitive processes have all unified under the same model. Unanimous agreement, unanimous objection. Can this even be considered communication?
I think tabernating grid later for so long that they've started to look strange. It's like it's all some sort of real dream.
On our own expeditions. But in the end, we both decided to destroy the tower and take its core. So, now we have a new problem to solve. The core has a combination lock. And I can't make heads or tails of it.
Supper's only silenced. Oh, it doesn't stop Enigma from working out. What greater response might have been?
I know. You wouldn't understand. This is supposed to be my specialty. Finding clues, cracking codes. All it takes for me is time. But my mind's gone rusty. Even my own thoughts have become unreliable. I haven't done any research of my own in a long time. Oh no. Just pointless meetings and endless paperwork. Trivial, inconsequential matters have absorbed my every waking moment, grinding the old gears in my head to a halt. I can almost hear them creaking when I try to get them turning again. Perhaps I've lost the talent I once had.
Nothing the bigger smile. You're too harsh on yourselves.
Maybe one day soon, I'll be using one of X's inventions.
Hmm.
Even his simplest robots couldn't do any worse than me.
Why couldn't Damus was spreading drifting wind? As is before silent, the words
Mr. Enigma,
daughter?
here too.
That's what the words with us meant.
I have a meeting with the Foundation. This was on the way. You're here to see her again.
Yes, I've brought some new manuscripts for her to see. These manuscripts, I'm going to submit them to the Daydream Post. But I'm not sure whether I'll be rejected again. I used a different recording technique this time, based on the feedback Madame Hoffman gave me once. So, I wanted to show them to her before I got an answer from the magazine. I hope she can see that I finally figured out what to do with my limitless reading. Instead of focusing on how much I can read, I've decided to focus on the specific truths I can glean from them, to record the story of the storm.
Enigma sets aside and Mark collects off the flowers on top of documents and set them both before the headstone.
Without betraying my own principles or Madame Hoffman's teachings, I've managed to find a recording technique that can realize my dream. Of course, it's definitely lacking in a lot of ways.
Marcus manages to say whatever she needs, though not without stumbling over herself. She doesn't know Enigma well, but there was the unknown thread that connected them.
Actually, Mr. Enigma, I never thought you'd come here. Oh, I don't mean that as a criticism. I only mean I understand how you were feeling. But I suppose now you're here, you found an answer to that question?
Marco chuckles her words but Karen.
Not yet.
Aww.
But staying like this isn't going to help me think either.
Well, reading takes time, and so does seeking proof.
Perhaps. You probably have a lot to say to her. I'll get out of your way.
Enigma reaches into his pocket and feels. He rummages in the other.
What's wrong, Mr. Enigma?
Nothing. Here.
She looks down, she knows his candles very well. Sharp coats and mixed way.
Vince.
It's in place here. Rush without noticing with Unsolved Cipher.
Talk about using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. What a meaningless waste of resources.
For the things it's affected yourself on
dealing with anything urgent, please return to the place as soon as possible.
What happened?
We've made some new discoveries regarding the tower's core. It changes when observed. We need to come up with a new plan.
More eccentric there are, the more guides there are. The more eccentric there are, the more guides there are. Right. Guinness Guide ciphers. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Vignere. I don't know. Edition. To prevent ablaze and blaze from falling they attempt to branch from the codex and to avoid the research delays from being unable to break codes, we are distributing this beginner's guide to ciphers. that addition. Cipher can be seen as an upgrade to the Caesar cipher, turning the simple shift of a single alphabet into a shift across multiple alphabets to increase complexity. For more on the Caesar cipher, see the Caesar cipher edition. The main difference between Linear and Caesar cipher is that in the Linear cipher, the relationship between the ciphertext and plain text letters isn't one-to-one, making the key harder to figure it out. However, since it still follows patterns, you can still find repeating ciphertext segments. By using high-frequency words in common language, you can guess the plain text for specific segments of ciphertext. You use the key length from the spacing between repeats and analyze the key. However, if you don't have much text, this can be difficult. In this situation, you should use other methods to guess the key. Personality, past, and writing habits of the person who made the code are important clues. Here is a list of people at La Place who are likely to play pranks with ciphers. Adler, Ulrich, Richard Dawkins, and Victor. If you encounter a prank, consider the suspects first. If you can crack the code, confront the suspect directly and ask them to stop the prank. If a suspect denies involvement, try to force them to decode it for you. It doesn't matter whether they're really the culprit or not. Okay. Sweet. But in a book is something akin to having a conversation with yourself. So turn to the first page. Equal. Upgrade some brought the world to the 1990s. Mrs. Alden greatly upset by the treatment. Miss Kakani has been traveling the world, striving to change it. She quickly adapted to the new era and read many books. I also gave her plenty of recommendations. It is worth noting that after the DNA incidents, Miss Semmelweis became a vampire. This came as a massive surprise to everybody. It also fascinated me, like reaching the payoff for a story's foreshadowing. For making my sincere request, I got the permission to read the beginning of her story. It is a complex tale, one that leaves you pondering incessantly about how it ends. However, if I were to retell the whole story here, this book would end up 3 times thicker. I would like to thank my mentor, Madame Hoffman, for showing me how to keep things concise in situations like this. The world has traveled to 1920, but the war has not ended. It all feels like a continuation of the chaotic day. I heard Miss Kakania was dejected the whole day, as she quickly returned to her mission from the field agent administration. Even after crossing 2 eras, her tenacious spirit has not dampened at all. It seems that the spirit has affected me too. I find myself constantly thinking about what can I do. Thus, I have decided to write this book to organize my thoughts, in the hope that I will find a conclusion before the final draft. Gosh, I would love to continue, but it's getting really warm in here. I think that we're gonna end it here for today. I know that I started a little bit late. But we'll definitely continue and make the second part tomorrow. I think that we should be able to complete the whole story by the end of tomorrow. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.